Hey folks, Cody here. By the end of this bluegrass guitar lesson, you're going to learn several different approaches to playing lead over a GCD chord progression. But first, this is Taylor Swift. The whole world's obsessed with her. We're not sure why. Here on this channel, we're trying to get to more subscribers in Taylor Swift because we feel like the world should be doing more of this and less of this. So if you'd like to join me in reducing some of this internet pop star brain rot we see around the world, please subscribe to the channel. I guarantee you won't regret it. First things first, I want you to pay close attention to how I use the third fret of my G string here in the first part. That is the flattened third or the B flat note in the key of G. And the reason that note's important is because it gives us a lot of that, what I call bluegrass real estate, which is just my way of describing notes that make our playing sound authentically bluegrass. There's a handful, and this is the one we need to focus on for this exercise. Okay, so the pickup notes here are happening on my open G string, my D string, second fret D string, and then I'm throwing in a really fast open B string as well. You don't have to play that open B string, but this is how a lot of players will approach pickup notes for any given break, all right? Okay, I'm going into that slide over that flattened third eventually, but to get there, I'm playing a handful of pickup notes. Now, this is not a prescription, okay? You can play, or you can try to throw in that extra B string, just like that. Okay? It's up to you. Do what feels comfortable. It's probably gonna sound cool regardless, okay? Now, I've got this slide, okay? Let's look at a couple different ways to cross pick, which is what I do here, all right? So I'm going roughly, at least in the first part, okay? And the cross picking comes really quickly, all right? Just like that. I've got this sort of I call it a G triad. I guess technically triad's there, all right? But I'm using the G string and the B string, held down third and fourth fret, and I'm just doing a quick little cross pick over that, okay? Okay, and you can try it the other way. Remember, there's no prescription here, okay? So up until that point, okay? Eventually getting to that drone note, but okay. Going to the fifth fret B string. And again, I slid up that way, and then I'm sliding back over that B flat note, all right? Landing there. And then for the next part, I'm going hammer onto the third to the fourth fret, open B, then I'm sliding back from the third fret to the second fret G string, back to the E note there on my D string second fret. And that completes the first part, all right? Nice and slow. For the next part, I'm playing a pretty simple lick. I'm gonna do it nice and slow. This is one I use all the time. I'm going one open on my E string, three open on my B string, and then once again, there's that special note, that B flat note, sliding to the fourth fret twice, and then open G string. Okay? Pretty simple there. It takes a while to get if you're playing it fast, so make sure you go nice and slow. Okay, for the next part, over the one chord, that G chord, I'm just playing this super chromatic lick. You will have to pull out the pinky here to get the last part, but it's basically just same pattern, different strings, and and you're working your way up, which makes it, I think, mentally easy to do. Just like that. Okay, for the next part, go ahead and grab a D chord. That's the chord shape I'm gonna use. I'm just moving it up the neck here, okay? A good way to approach this is, this is just a D chord on the 7th and 8th frets. You can slide into it to give a cool kind of a, country twang bit. And then what I'm doing is I'm just kind of moving that down chromatically, that shape. And what I actually recommend doing is just experiment different ways of just kind of rhythmically integrating that. What I'm doing in the example there is pretty simple. So I'm just going down, up, and then I'm just playing that chord shape over different frets. You could even try cross picking this. All right? To give you a different effect. But that's just a cool way of getting more out of the break without, having to pick, super fast single notes, all right? Okay, we got one more part here, but first, if this lesson here is a little bit too hard for you, you might want to check out Flatpick Foundations. That's my beginner-friendly bluegrass guitar course/growing resource. It's helping hundreds of folks around the world learn how to play this style of music. It's a structured curriculum, but I'm also adding lessons into it all the time. So there should be something fresh for you to learn. Like I said, tons of folks in there. Most folks have not finished the course because there's a lot of content in there, and it's growing. So it's gonna cost you a fraction of what you'll pay a bluegrass teacher online or in person. And again, tons of folks are getting tons of value out of it. Check it out down in the description. Okay, for this last part, I've got my 7th fret of my G string held down, and I'm doing this hammer-on bit between the 8th fret and the 9th fret, and then upstroke on my pick, that's really important, to hit that 7th fret note that you've got held down, okay? Right? And you can do this over a lot of different chords and just in different parts of a song. What I'm doing here, we want to understand this relationship. I am, again, hammering on from my flattened third into my regular third note, the B flat, into the B, which is the same thing I've done in other parts of this lesson. I'm just playing it up the neck in a different position, all right? Same notes, right there, and then right there as well. Okay, I see so many players online, they really hang out right down there because it sounds really cool. You're up the neck, so everybody's like, oh my God, that's amazing. And that's really all it is. All right, so I hope that lesson was helpful. Again, folks, I appreciate you being here, trying to get to more subs than Taylor Swift. So do subscribe to the channel, and again, check out Flatpick Foundations, helping tons of folks around the world finally decode this style of music. It's all played very slowly. So if you've ever watched a bluegrass picker and you're like, wow, I'll never be able to do that. They're playing so fast, that's so impressive. You really, really can learn, trust me. It's just literally nobody on the internet's just playing it slow for you. And so that's important because this is not the easiest style to learn if you're just trying to copy and play at 120 beats per minute. But I promise, if you just slow it down, it does come. It takes practice, but you will learn. And that's what I teach inside of Flatpick Foundations. You're gonna have on-screen tabs on every lesson, backing tracks, and again, it's a growing resource, so check that out. Folks, I appreciate you being here. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.